Today, I'm going to be fixing the borders of the world. So far, I've done pretty much every other continent, so now it's time to zoom out and do the entire world. Make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's jump right into it. So let's start off over here in North America. I think instead of giving Alaska to Canada, we should just give it more land. So let's go ahead and erase Alaska's normal border, and we'll give it some land from Canada. I'm sure they won't mind since this is mostly frozen, but there we go. I'm also going to extend their border down here just a little bit. Canadians are so nice, so I'm sure they won't mind giving up this frozen piece of land over here. On top of that, I'm also going to make Alaska an independent country away from the US, just because that works better for them. Coming down to Haiti and the Dominican Republic, I think that they should unite under one island. And as well as that, I think the entire Caribbean nations should just unite under one whole country. So now we have an entire Caribbean country in the Caribbean Sea that consists of all the islands. Looking at the Yucatan Peninsula, I think that there should be a new country formed right here. So we're going to bring a line down, follow Guatemala's border, and then we're going to end it over here next to Belize. And just like that, we have a Yucatan country. At one point in time, I do believe that Central America was united under one country, so let's do that again. This country will include Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, and El Salvador. I'm going to give the rest of Guatemala over to Mexico. I'm also going to give away some of Colombia's land for the new Central American countries, so we're going to give a little bit of land, sorry Colombia, and just like that. So this is the new Central American country right here. I don't know how many people know this, but this little piece of land up here above Minnesota is basically a giant lake, but there's a small portion of land in the top left that is owned by the US. And it's kind of stupid how it's not a part of Canada, so I'm going to go ahead and give it over to Canada. So just like that, straight down and over, and now it's better. I want to come down to Florida and create a Floridan empire, because Florida's crazy like that. They would probably break off and do their own empire thing. So I'm going to give them a little bit of southern South Carolina. They're going to come over into Georgia, down into Alabama and Mississippi, and they're going to round off right there. So now the world has a Floridan empire to look out for. Yikes is all I'm going to say. Probably shouldn't put your boats too close to the waters because they might get rid of you. Also coming up to Maine, they're basically Canada. And also it's kind of hard for Canada to get from point A to point B. So I think it's only fair if we give them Maine. Alright, so let's jump down to South America and ruin some borders. First off, I'm going to unite French Guiana, Suriname, and Guyana all together. And then instead of taking away from Paraguay and Uruguay, I'm actually going to give them a lot more land. So for Uruguay, they can have a little bit of Brazil's southern area, and then we'll come down into Argentina, and we'll round off right there. Now the reason I'm doing this is because Brazil and Argentina are both really large countries, and I feel like the people of Paraguay and Uruguay, you know, they could use some more land. And then, like I said, same thing for Paraguay, so they can have a little bit of land from Bolivia, a little bit of land from Brazil, and a little bit of land from Argentina. Also, Argentina's panhandle, I'm just going to give that over to Brazil because it looks kind of weird. Coming over to Western Brazil, you can kind of see this little thing right here, and it just kind of looks like it should be a country. And then with Colombia's little panhandle right here, I'm going to give that over to Peru. Chile took over Bolivia's, I almost said river axis, sea axis. I don't know what the war was called or what happened in it. All I know is that Chile took Bolivia's sea axis. So I'm going to give back Bolivia their sea axis from Chile, so just like that. Now Bolivia can use the boats that they have. Coming up to Ecuador, I'm going to give them a little bit of, I guess, northern Peru, so just going to bring it over like that. And then I'll give Peru some of southern Ecuador, so we'll do something like this. Southern Venezuela looks like that it just kind of goes like that into Brazil, and it's a little bit annoying looking, so I'm going to do this and hand that over to Brazil. And then again, I'm just kind of like flattening out some lines and making them less all crazy and curvy. So right here in, I guess, eastern Colombia, I'm going to give this over to Venezuela. Thank you, Windows. And finally, coming over here to Argentina and Chile's weird border in the, I guess, is that the Southern Sea? Is that what it's called? Or I guess the South Atlantic. This is Argentina, and right here, that's also Argentina. And that just looks weird, so I'm going to give this over to Chile. I'm sure they won't mind because it's frozen, and what are you going to put down there? The only reason I would give that over is just because it looks bad. So yeah, we've completely fixed the Americas. So let's take a look at North America. We have one mega Alaska. We have Maine going over to Canada. We have a Floridan empire down here. We have a Caribbean nation that goes like this, all the Caribbean islands. A new Yucatan country. We have Guatemala going over to Mexico, a Central American country. And then a whole lot of border changes over here in South America. We have the new, I don't know how to explain it, like northern South American state. We have a new country right here, and then a whole bunch of border changes all over the place. Overall, I really do like the South America. This video is fictional and just for fun, but South America actually doesn't look that bad. Whereas North America, it's crazy. Maine and Florida and Alaska, that's just for fun. But I wouldn't mind if South America did look like this in real life. Anyway, before I offend too many people, let's go over to Europe and do exactly that, offend people. Also, last video I did drawing the US state map from memory, and I told you guys to leave a hashtag down in the comments, which was hashtag LongTana, referring to the state of Montana, which for some reason was super long. And I got around 30 comments. I said that I would count them up and tell you in the next video. Now that video has only been out for like 8 hours, so by the time you see this, there's probably a lot more. Anyway, moving on to Europe. Oh boy, where do I start? Now, I'm not going to be controversial, but there we go. Yeah, a lot better. Now there's not as many wars, you know, the Irish aren't impressed, and 25% of the world is happy. Obviously, I'm joking, the UK should probably stay, just so I don't make them all angry at me. But what is going to go is Northern Ireland. This just looks better on the map, and the UK, you know, Northern Ireland, it's separated. I'm not sure how useful it is for them, but this just looks way better on the map. Speaking of looking better on the map, let's fix up Germany. Alright, there we go. Now we have the Weimar Republic back in present day. Okay, that was a joke. I'm not going to do that. Is that how you pronounce it? Is it Weimar? Wilmer? I don't know. It's like Weilmer. I don't know how to pronounce it. Tell me in the comments. Anyway, going over here to Russia and Belarus, they're basically the same country. Belarus is super pro-Russia, so I'm sure they wouldn't mind getting annexed into Russia. On the topic of Russia, this little area right here could definitely become its own country just to make it 4 Nordic countries, or Scandinavian, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to start a little bit above St. Petersburg, because I don't want to take that away from Russia. And we're going to bring it over to right here. So now there are 4 Nordic countries all up here. And let's move on down to the Baltics and make one giant Baltic Union. And I don't really want to be mean to Poland and Lithuania, but I'm going to give Russia access to Kaliningrad. It's not going to be much access, but it's better than nothing. So now Russia can actually transport stuff from here and there, because I've heard that all the other water around here is frozen and they can't use it. But in exchange for taking land from Poland and Lithuania, Russia does have to give up some land over to them. So the Baltic Union can have a little bit of land over here, and Poland can have a little bit of land over here. Coming over to Benelux, I'm going to do pretty much what every other person in the mapping community does, and that is just unite them all together. Up here again, I don't really want to mess with any of this stuff because it's all kind of crazy. But just some real quick adjustments. I'm going to give this over to Sweden, and then I'm going to create a tri-state kind of thing where all 3 states meet right here. So just like that. Now they all have a point right there where they meet. I think that Czechoslovakia should be reinstated as a country, because who wouldn't want Czechoslovakia? So let's give them all of their land back, including this. And then let's recreate Austria-Hungary in 2021. So Austria and Hungary form a union, and then let's give... Actually, here, let's do this. Let's give a little bit of Slovenia over to Italy. And then we'll give the rest to Austria-Hungary. And then for Croatia, I'm going to give them a little bit of land right there. So just like that, they can come down. And then for Bosnia and Herzegovina, I don't know how to pronounce it. Tell me how to pronounce it in the comments, because that's something I could never get either. And I'm going to give them a little bit of coast like that. Now I feel bad for Croatia, so I can give them a little bit of their land back. And then Bosnia, I'm going to cut you back just a little bit. But now everybody's happy. Alright, this is the final product right here. Yeah, I'm not sure how happy Croatia is, but yeah, it's fine. Now, what do I do about the Balkans? Because I cannot touch a single country down here without someone getting really angry at me. Oh boy. I'm gonna make a thick Bulgaria, so let's cut back these borders right here. Sorry, Turkey, you're getting kicked out of Europe. Actually, no, I'm not going to kick Turkey out of Europe. I'm going to give them a little bit of land down here so they can stay in Europe. In Bulgaria, you can have a little bit of Greece. Coming over to Moldova, I'm going to allow you access to the Black Sea, so you can now go down there. And yeah, that's all I'm doing for the Balkans, because I don't want to make anyone else mad. And immediately, I'm going to make someone mad by giving Catalonia independence. So this isn't their full region, but it's close to it, and I'm also going to take a little bit of land away from France just to make Spain less mad. So now Catalonia is its own thing. Corsica is going to go over to Italy because it falls in Italian waters, if you really think about it. That's basically Italian waters, so Corsica is going over to Italy. And in exchange for that, Italy's going to give up just a tiny bit of land over here. Now, I'm pretty sure these are mountains, so I'm not sure how useful they're going to be, but hey, you can like... set up mines in there. I guess. Sorry, Austria-Hungary, but this panhandle thing looks really weird when I zoom out, so I'm going to make a border with Italy and Germany together, and you guys have a little tri-state thing right here too. Coming over to Ukraine, I'm going to give them a little bit of Russia, just a little bit though. So we're going to come down like this and like that. Also, Russia's occupation of Crimea is over and it goes back to Ukraine. And yeah, that does it for Europe. So new country-wise, we have this country up here in Russia, the Baltic Union, we have Benelux, Catalonia, Austria-Hungary, Czechoslovakia, and that's it. I'm trying to make the least amount of people angry as possible, but that's probably impossible. But yeah, here's your borders of Europe. So yeah, let's move on over to Asia. Oh boy. Starting off, we'll make a united Korea. Come over here to all these nations that end with Stan, and we'll just make them into one giant nation. I've heard that this would probably never work out in real life, but this isn't real life, so it's gonna work out perfectly. For the Caucasus Mountains, Armenia and Azerbaijan's war got over not too long ago, but they're going to put aside their differences and make that war completely useless by uniting. And also, Russia's going to cede over some land up here just to make this Caucasus Mountain nation a little bit better. Turkey's also giving away a little bit of land over here. And for the Middle East, touching these borders is not a good idea. Now, since they all don't like each other, they have to get over it and hug it out because they're all going under the same country. No more fighting over here because civil wars are banned. Everyone has to get along. And yeah, that's a united Middle Eastern country. Everybody hug it out and don't kill each other because that's bad. India and Pakistan, I'm pretty sure, hate each other a lot. So I'm going to do what I did with the Middle East and just make them hug it out. So now they are all under the same country. They have to get along. Afghanistan, I'm sorry, but your panhandle just looks really weird when I zoom out. So I'm giving that over to this new British Raj country. Of course, it wouldn't be called the British Raj because it's not British, so it can just be called Raj. I did this in my Fixing the Borders of Asia video, but I'm going to do it here again. Now there's a new country right here called Yemen. If you remember that reference, good on you. Basically, one country is called Yemen, the other country is called Oman. Smash them together, you get Yemen. Super fun to say, and everybody hates the name. I'm going to give over Bhutan to China. And then I'm going to give Nepal to India. Or my bad, not India, Raj. And for Southeast Asia, what do I do here? So Vietnam and Laos are both communist. So let's put Vietnam and Laos under the same country. And then for Burma and Thailand, I'm going to put them under the same country. And that's solely because this little weird panhandle border thing is disgusting. Cambodia is allowed to say where they are because they don't look that bad on the map. But I'm going to give this little top piece of land over to Vietnam. The Philippines are going to stay how they are, and Taiwan is going to gain independence. Japan is going to be given this island back from Russia, and as well as these islands over here. I'm going to give a little bit of Thailand's land over to Malaysia like that. And then for Singapore, they're going to be allowed a little bit of Malaysia's land. That's because Singapore is a very crammed country. There's a lot of people living there, and it's very small. Then right here, I think this is Brunei, right? Yeah, it's Brunei, so I'm going to give that over to Malaysia, and then this country, or the second half of Malaysia, I guess, is going to be given away independence. Indonesia's borders aren't that bad, except for this island right here, which is Papua New Guinea, or that's the country right here. So now they can all unite under this island. Oceania doesn't have that many countries in it. In fact, it's like 3 countries. So this is allowed to stay how it is. And just like that, the borders of Oceania and Asia have been fixed. So Russia gained some land over in Eastern Europe and lost some land to the new Caucasus Mountain nation right here. The Middle East is forced to hug it out, so they're all under one nation now. Yemen is now a country too. All the weird former Soviet countries right here are combined under one nation. Nepal and Bhutan are next by Raj and China. And then Southeast Asia is all fixed up and looks better. And finally, it's time to do the continent with the most countries in it, Africa. We can start by giving these 2 little countries over here. I think it's Eritrea and is it, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Djibouti? I don't know. But they could be given over to Ethiopia. So there we go. They are all united together. Tanzania is going to annex these 2 little countries right here. I'm not good with my countries in Africa, so I don't know their names. I know Uganda's right here, then that's Kenya. But other than that, I don't know. If you really think about it, Tanzania kind of looks like Wisconsin. You know, it's like the same shape. Then all you have to do is draw a little thing like that. And you have Wisconsin. This country right here, and it's called I suck at pronouncing stuff. You guys know what I'm talking about if you're familiar with maps. They can annex Western Sahara. And for Tunisia, I'm actually going to make like a Carthage nation. So they're going to be given land from Algeria and Libya. South Sudan and Sudan are already united on this map, so I'm not going to touch that. And then for the DRC, I'm going to give them a lot of land, or a lot of these countries surrounding it. That includes right here, and then I think that's all I'm going to do, actually. The DRC is also going to be renamed to, I think it's Zaire or Zaire, I don't know how you pronounce it right, but that's the country that used to be there. And then for Eastern Africa, I'm just going to start uniting a bunch of countries together, just because there's so many, and it's kind of hard to really remember all their names and stuff. Liberia is right here, and then Ghana is right here. And then we have Benin and Togo, Nigeria, Niger, Mali, the Ivory Coast. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Bronco something, I don't know. Chad, Cameroon, Congo, Angola. That's Angola. No, that's Angola. That's Angola? The top one is Angola, and then this one is Namibia, or Namibia. Anyway, back over here, let's unite Ghana and Togo and Benin together. Niger and Nigeria can form a union together, so just like that. Then I'm going to give Chad Cameroon's panhandle up here because it looks really weird. Kenya is going to be given Uganda because I think that actually will look a lot better on the map, so let's do that real quick and see. So yeah, that looks way better. Then Zaire's little thing right here is going to be given over to Zambia. That's right, Zambia. I was going to say Zimbabwe, but it's Zambia, so they can have that. And then Namibia's panhandle is going to be given over to Botswana. This area of Mozambique is also looking kind of weird, so I'm going to give that over to Zambia too. So there we go, we have Africa fixed up, new country-wise. We have a lot of them in East Africa. We have Tunisia, which is turned into Carthage, and a lot of unifications happening down here. And just like that, I've fixed the borders of the world. Looking over it, I think it looks a lot cleaner and better, but your opinion is different from mine, so you might think otherwise. If someone wants to count up all the countries shown, then you can post it in the comments and I'll give your comment a heart. So yeah, right here we have this island, and then we have Fiji, and then all these islands over here, so you would have to include all of that. That's you have to have really good eyes to see all that. But yeah, so now I've done North America, South America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. Fixed all the borders, and then I put them all together, and now I fixed the world's borders. The only continents I didn't do was Oceania and Antarctica. That's mainly because there's like no countries in those two continents. Anyway, yeah, there we go. So I have fixed the borders of the world. This is the final upload in daily upload week, so you should be seeing this on Saturday. And this is all I'm going to be doing for daily uploads. Honestly, daily uploads has been super fun. I thought that it was going to be kind of a challenge. But I would usually make one video every day, and I'm making this on Friday, and you'll see it on Saturday, so that holds true. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. You guys really enjoyed it. So if you guys want to see a daily upload week in the future, let me know in the comments, and I might do another one maybe in August. I just want to say the channel is officially changing from Minecraft to mapping. I know that it kind of slowly transitioned from Minecraft into mapping, and a lot of my audience that are watching these videos don't even know that I did Minecraft, but I did, and it's old and it's boring, and I don't like doing it anymore. Mapping is something that I really do have a passion for, so I'm going to be doing that a lot more often. In fact, that's the only thing I'll be doing. Your guys' suggestions are always helpful for me, because making mapping videos, you need to think about like what you can do, because fixing the borders, there's not many borders I can fix. I guess I can go into individual countries and like change the province borders and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, suggestions are opened and welcomed and encouraged. I have a Twitter and a Discord server, so Discord is linked in the description, and Twitter is the same as my YouTube channel name. This video was super fun to make. I really enjoy looking at alternative versions of the world and stuff like that. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for 3,000 subscribers again. I know I said that in yesterday's video, but I'm going to say it again. Thank you for 3,000 subscribers. It's awesome. I didn't expect to hit it so quickly, but we did. And I just want to say thank you for that. I'm going to be going back to uploading on Wednesdays and Saturdays, so just keep that in mind. You're not going to be seeing a video from me every day. That's all the information I want to put out right now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on Wednesday.